The average winning Senate candidate in 2008 spent $8.5 million. That's the winner. The average losing Senate candidate in the same cycle, $4.3 million. It costs over $4 million to lose running for the United States Senate. Even those with the highest integrity and character feel somewhat compromised when you spend every waking moment begging for money. It permeates the entire political process. I can't tell you how many hours we spend as senators speaking with one another about how we're going to raise money. You know, my friend Senator Barbara Boxer, imagine raising the money to run in the state of California, what that is like. She doesn't have the money personally. She and Stu don't have that kind of money. And they're up against someone who might be able to self-fund. She's going after, you know, her job of raising money. But imagine raising $20, $30, $40 million or more, which is what she faces in the next 12 months. And then to know that the Supreme Court has just decided that the corporations, whoever it might be, or whatever group, can weigh in unlimited amounts in the campaign. Well, I think there would be a new interest and appetite from any member of the Senate facing that possibility.
The threshold for whether or not you're a good candidate isn't the issues that you stand in, it's how much money you have in the bank. So we're in this money chase. And we're in this money chase when members would far rather concentrate on the issues. What the members get and understand is that they recognize the hypocrisy that we're involved in. They understand how corrosive a process this is. A whole system of money and influence that happens and bears down upon members during critical votes.
I don't think LBJ, with all of his prowess politically, could have passed Medicare under the current circumstances. When it came to the banking lobby, they owned the place on Capitol Hill. Might have been an overstatement, but not by much. One of the people I ran into afterwards said that that statement was like a bolt of lightning into a swimming pool. He said it just woke everybody up that something's going on at Capitol Hill we hadn't suspected. We learned when I was in a debate over an issue called cram-down, euphemistically, to give the bankruptcy court the authority to renegotiate a mortgage for someone who is facing foreclosure on their home, and lost that to the banking industry now twice on the floor of the United States Senate. A banker friend of mine sent me an email that was sent out by the head of the Arizona Banking Association. And this lady said to all of the representatives of the major banks and her counterparts in other states, she said, I know Durbin has this bill on bankruptcy reform. He is making compromises and concessions in an effort to pass this bill. We've got to stop him because we have a promise from the Republican Senate leader that if we'll stop Durbin on this, they'll support us in stopping any further regulatory reform. I mean, this is the total smoking gun as far as I'm concerned, that their resources, whether tax dollars or their personal wealth, are being impacted every day by decisions being made by special interest groups that are fully vested in this process now. Put the money in and get the results. Interestingly, when the voters are given a direct voice on this, they choose it. They get it. They understand that they are currently paying for this system. They may be paying for it directly or indirectly, for sure. What John and I are trying to do is to give every candidate for the House and Senate a voluntary opportunity and a fighting chance.
It frees up the member to be bolder and more aggressive on issues that confront them, not feeling that they're beholden to anyone, and more in contact with their constituents. And when you can get contributions from 1,500 donors, that means you have to be back in your state. You have to be back in your district. You have to reconnect with the public who then feels that they are part of a system that works. And the best place that I go to enlist people for this program is down to the DCCC as they're dialing for dollars. But what a difference it would make if the public knew that individuals had a choice, and what choice they took in order to preserve this democracy of ours.